Learning and Teaching. This is for B.Ed first year, exclusively for Pondicherry University, Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry. This is Unit 1, Part 3. Under Development of Learner and Learning, we will be learning about development of learner as a resultant of interactions between individual potential, innate and acquired, and external environment, physical, socio-cultural, ecological, economic, and technological. So, development of learner as a resultant of interactions between the individual potential, innate and acquired. The individual differences in the psychological, physical, social, and cultural factors, only these influence the quality and quantity of learning. The individual differences in psychological aspects, these make learners differ from one another in the learning process, because each one is different. Each individual is different and unique. The psychology of individual differences of learners deals with the intelligence and abilities associated with personality of learner and the learning styles and needs and interests of the learner. So the personality of learner includes their aptitude, attitude, motivation, mental health, and aspiration to achieve their goals of life. So depends on their ability, their attitude, their motivation, their mental health, the learning differs. Okay. So having known that each individual is different, how the difference will come in each learner. So let's learn about the innate qualities. Now what do you know by innate? Innate is intrinsic or inherent to a person. By birth it comes. So an innate quality is something that is core to the person and remains relatively stable across the person's lifetime, that is from birth to death. These qualities will be there. Okay. So if Annie is smart, funny and courageous at the age of 20, she will continue to be the same way till the age of 50 or 70. Okay. But if Annie could be frustrated and exhausted in a single moment, but isn't likely to be the way the whole life, then these types of temporary emotions are not innate to the person. They are feelings that all people experience at a given time, and therefore they are not innate to a particular individual. So innate is by birth, the qualities which you are getting by birth, and the other qualities are acquired qualities. So the acquired qualities, as you might assume, these are characteristics, skills that are learned or developed over the time based on your experiences. They are not innate, that is inborn in that people. So they are not born with them. They can shift over time. Some people may have some innate qualities that make them predisposed to learn certain skills. That is, if they have musically inclined, that is inborn in them, then they can learn that skill. Okay. Most acquired skills are picked up through a combination of time, dedication and exposure. So if some qualities are not innate, then we can acquire those qualities. Means if at all I love music, then I have to go to music class, and with time and dedication and exposure by teaching by somebody, then I can learn, I can acquire that quality. So these can be evaluated in a number of ways. A candidate's resume can provide an initial indication of a candidate's acquired qualities only. That is, if you are going for a job, then you need to write like you have done your MBA, you have done your B.Ed. So these are your acquired qualities. Then you have experience as a teacher for 5 years, as a principal for 7 years. So these are your acquired qualities. Okay. So your ability to manage, your ability to demonstrate that teaching, that power, that skill, these are acquired qualities. Now the basic potential of the learner. Now this is an innate quality, inborn basic potential, how much he can learn, his learning ability. So the innate abilities and aptitudes for learning a thing affect the learning process. Learner's basic potentials, general intelligence and specific knowledge, interest, aptitude and attitude towards that subject related to that particular thing or area also could be included. The level of aspiration and achievement motivation, how much success he wants in his life, that is level of aspiration. So he has to maintain the level of his aspiration and achievement motivation at a reasonable level. It's okay if I get a third class, means there is no aspiration. I have to get university rank, that is achievement motivation. So his aspiration should be neither too high, which will result in non-achievement. Of course, if I don't have the capacity to get university first rank, then I should not have the highest motivation level. Okay, so his aspiration should be neither too high, which will result in non-achievement of any of his goals, and it shouldn't be too low as not to try to achieve goals which is quite capable. Intellectual factor, this also plays a part in learning. The term refers to the individual mental level. Success in school is generally closely related to the level of the intellect. People with low intelligence often encounter serious difficulty in mastering schoolwork. Sometimes people do not learn because of special intellectual disabilities. A low score in one subject and scores in other subjects indicate the possible presence of a special deficiency. Psychology reveals to use that an individual possesses different kinds of intelligence. Knowledge of the nature of the people's intellect, like just now we saw, multiple intelligence theory. Now this is considerable value in the guidance and the diagnosis of the disability. So a teacher should know about the multiple intelligence theory and what are the types of disability. The native capacity of the individual is of prime importance in determining the effectiveness of the learning process. Of course, intellectual factor is innate ability. Learner's physical and mental health. This is also innate quality. So learning is greatest affected by the learner's physical and mental health, maintained by him particularly at the time of learning. So a simple headache or a stomach ache can play havoc with the process and products of learning. A child who does not maintain satisfactory physical health have to suffer adversely in terms of gain in learning. Similarly, the mental state and health of a learner at the time of learning become a potent factors in deciding the outcomes of learning. So physical health and mental health is very, very essential for learning to happen and successfully or properly. Goals of life. This affect the process and product of learning. The inclination towards learning a particular subject and patience and persistence in pursuing depends on the goals of the learners. Patience and persistent. Persistent means what? Consistently, that is, even if you fail a little bit, persistently again you have to work. You shouldn't give up halfway. Okay, shouldn't give up halfway through. You need to complete it persistently, this without giving a gap. Okay, and without losing your heart. Okay, without losing the motivational level, you need to put in your work. So that is persistence in pursuing, in continuing the learning depends on the goals of the learners. Readiness and willpower. How much you are ready and what is your willpower, that also. So power to learn is a great deciding factor. No power on earth can help a learner if he is not ready to learn. So if he has a will to learn, then it will come automatically and effective learning will definitely take place. Some of the innate tendencies are constructive and others are harmful. For some reason, a people may have developed a dislike for some subject because he may fail to see its value or may lack foundation. This dislike results in a bad emotional state. Some peoples are in a continuing state of unhappiness because of their fear of being victims of the disapproval of their teachers and classmates. This is an unwholesome attitude and affects the learning process to a considerable degree. This is the result of bad training. Of course, so many students have math phobia. They don't like maths due to its abstract in nature, because maths is very abstract. So unless the teachers make it concrete, then they will not like it. So they have an innate tendency of dislike towards math. Heredity is the transmission of physical characteristics from parents to children through their genes. It influences all aspects of physical appearance: height, weight, body structure, color of the eye, texture of the hair, even intelligence and aptitudes. Diseases and conditions like diabetes, obesity, heart disease can also be passed through genes. So, this also affects the growth and development of the child adversely. But the environmental factors and nurturing can bring the best out of the already present qualities in the genes. So, environment is very essential and necessary to provide a proper nurturing and environment. The environment plays a critical role in the development of children, and it represents the sum total of physical and psychological stimulation the child receives. Some of the environmental factors influencing early childhood development involve the physical surroundings and geographical conditions of the place the child lives in, as well as his social environment and the relationships with the family and peers. That is, if a child is born and brought up in the USA or UK, that is America or London, then immediately he or she picks up English language. Okay, and if a child is not in a very poor family, and he will be very fluent only in his mother tongue. Okay, so it's like that. The environment, the geographical conditions also influence the learning. It is easy to understand that a well-nurtured child does better than a deprived one. The environment children are constantly immersed in contributes to this. A good school and a loving family builds in children strong social and interpersonal skills, which will enable them to excel in other areas such as academics and extracurricular activities. Students who are coming from Lovedale School, Ooty, the boarding school, and students who are from Doon School, Dehradun, so they excel very well, okay, because these are boarding school, and they look into the all-round development of the children. But and also people have an idea that convent schools, they give good education. So the school, the environment will definitely play an important role in learners' education. So till now we saw the innate and acquired qualities. Now factors influencing learning. So learning is one of the most important functions of our cognitive system, which brings about relatively permanent changes in the behavior of the learner. So what is learning? Learning is nothing but behavior modification, which is permanent. Okay, so there are some factors which influence the acquisition of knowledge by perceived information through learning. So these factors only determine the achievement of desired goals aimed in the learning process. They are psychological individual differences of learners and teachers' enthusiasm in classroom learning and environment, and there are other factors also. Now, psychological individual differences of learners. Learning is most effective when differences in learners' language, cultural and social behavior are taken into account. So we need to cater to all the needs. Although basic principles of learning, stimulus and effective instructions may apply to all learners, it is necessary to pay attention to language. So unless we speak to them in their language, learning will not take place effectively. And intelligence. So depending on the person's intelligent level, the teaching should be adjusted. And ethnic group, from which group they are coming, and race, from which race, and what are their cultural belief and socio-economic status of the learners. So all these influence learning. So when learners see that their individual differences in abilities, background and cultures are valued and respected, then motivation for learning enhances. Now here again I would like to tell you one thing. Like in Ethiopia, in some areas they don't know, they haven't seen trains at all, they have no knowledge about trains. So if a maths teacher go there and teach parallel lines, citing an example, now the railway track, you can imagine this represents parallel lines, means they will have no idea. So we need to consider their race and their belief and their socio-economic status and their past experiences. All this make the significant they play a significant role in learning. Teachers' enthusiasm in classroom learning. The modifications in behavior of the learner depend on the nature and method of learning experiences gained by the learner. So these learning experiences should be provided by the teacher. So they play a very important role in teaching learning process. So as a facilitator of learning, by adopting dynamic and efficient teaching techniques and strategies, a teacher could explore the talents of the learner and could progress quality of teaching learning process. Environment and other factors. The external environment factors such as surroundings, cultural and social demands such as relationship with parents, teachers and peers, information factors such as media's influence on the learner. Surroundings include factors associated with one's location, weather and people in the surrounding area, and schedules and events. Cultural settings of the learner such as culture of their origin, their religion and place influence the learning process. The learner's social relationship with their parents, teachers and peer groups and mass media greatly influence the type of learning, intents of learning and time required to learn. This is a need of the learner. Learning factors. Factors owing to lack of mastery of what has been taught, faulty methods of work and study, and narrowness of experimental background may affect the learning process of any people. If the school proceeds too rapidly and does not constantly check up on the extent to which people's mastering what is being taught, the people accumulates a number of deficiencies that interfere with successful progress. That is, if the teacher is too fast, then does not give a test to understand whether it has reached the student, then also factors owing to lack of mastery, the child cannot understand properly. In arithmetic, for instance, knowledge of basic addition is needed to work in multiplication. Weakness in addition will contribute to the deficiency in multiplication. So failure in history may be due to English language, weakness in English. So if the English is no good, then science and history and other subjects he cannot read properly. So it's like that. So learning factor will also hamper the development of learner. So next is the physical factor. So under this group are included factors as health and physical development, nutrition, visual, physical defects, and glandular abnormality, that is glands, pituitary gland and thyroid gland. So the abnormal development of that. It is generally recognized that ill health retards physical and motor development, and malnutrition interferes with learning and physical growth. So children suffering from visual, auditory and other physical defects are seriously handicapped in developing skills such as reading and spelling. So it has been demonstrated that various glands of internal secretion, the thyroid and pituitary, they affect the behavior. The health of the learner will likely affect his ability to learn and his power to concentrate. Geographical influences. Where you live also has a great influence on how your children turn out to be. The schools they attend, like as I told you, the Doon School and the international school, Kodaikanal International School, the neighborhood they live in, the opportunities offered by the community, and their peer circles are some of the social factors affecting a child's development. So, living in an enriching community that has parks, libraries, and community centers for group activities, sports, all play a role in developing the child's skills, talents, and behavior. So uninteresting communities can push some children to not to go outside often and play video games at home instead. So even the weather of a place influences children in the form of boldly, that is bodily rhythms and allergies and other health conditions. Socioeconomic status. So this of a family determines the quality of the opportunity a child gets. Only if the parents are, of course, rich, like if they have some money, then they will be able to put their children in better school. So studying in better schools, which are more expensive, definitely has benefits in the long run. So well-off families can also offer better learning resources for their children. Now these days, the parents are sending their children for IIT, JEE coaching and NEET coaching, this coaching, that coaching. So only if they have money, they can afford to do this. And they afford special aid if the kids need it. So children from poorer families may not have access to educational resources and good nutrition to reach their full potential. They may also have working parents who work too many hours and cannot invest enough quality time in their ward's development. So technological influence. This has also begun to change the roles of teachers and learners. So in the traditional classroom, like the teacher is the primary source of information and the learners passively receive it. So this is like sage on the stage, and this has been for a long time. But of course, now the role has been changed to guide on the side as students take more responsibility for their own learning using technology to gather relevant information. Schools and universities across the country are beginning to redesign the learning spaces to enable this new model of education, like foster more interaction and small group work and use technology as an enabler. Technology is a powerful tool that can support and transform education in many ways. So it makes it easier for teachers to create instructional materials, to enable new ways for people to learn and work together. With the worldwide reach of the internet and the smart devices that can connect to it, a new age of anytime, anywhere education is dawning. So it will be up to the instructional designers and educational technologies to make the most of the opportunities provided by technology to change education so that effective and efficient education is available to everyone, everywhere. So now these days, WebEx is there, Zoom is there. So a teacher can be anywhere, the student can be anywhere, the globe, and learning will take place. So technology makes it possible. Okay, thank you.